I'll try to do it orally then, and you guys can probably solve it, right? If this works well, otherwise we'll just continue in that fashion. Fair. So, if very quickly covering how this session is going to be, we'll start with prep check, basic questions that you guys have put in the batch. I think 80-90% of the students here are from the batch. 5-10% I've also opened it to other students who want to ask questions, who just wanted to interact with me. I didn't get a chance to reply to WhatsApp, so I thought I'll probably connect with all of you in a single go. So anything to everything you have concerns with respect to your preparation, this is that channel where you can ask me relevant questions. Well, so after this, we'll talk about what needs to be done. Primarily, we will focus a lot on the mocks, right? Because mock season is about to start. A lot of questions are there, like which mock test series to take, when do we start taking the mocks, how do we analyze it, etc., etc., right? And after that, I think we will have a reality check. For the batch students, this test will be from the topic that is already covered in your classes. You guys already had a test of it, but this is a test from my side. I would also want to see how many students are there who are actually working, who are doing well, right? So want to have that level of reality check as well. And after that, I'll open that forum for Q&A. Having said that, if you guys have any question at any point of time, feel free to unmute yourself. Somehow I'm not able to see you guys here, probably because this is a slideshow mode, but I expect if you guys have any question, unmute yourself. First of all, mention your name and then start with the question. Clear? Can we move on?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and just please be interactive. I cannot see chat. I'm reiterating. I cannot see chat in my full screen mode. So I would want you guys to unmute and speak up. Okay, fair. So regarding the prep check, I think this is what I have been pushing since day one. And it's been 2-3 months for at least 1.5 to 2 months for batch 2 and around 4-5 months of togetherness with batch 1. So just a reality check. Drop in a comment or just unmute and speak up. So this should be the ideal sequence of your preparation. Live sessions followed by assignments. Remedial is the pure goal that you would not see anywhere. With remedials, ideally, if you do remedials very well, I'm reiterating the importance of remedials. This has been the historical feedback. Remedials is a pure gold, especially for quant and LRDI. If you finish it, there is no way you cannot solve 90% of the questions from any topics. Yes, I would not say 100%. I would probably cover that angle as well, which I think Raman has probably texted me. But yeah, these three is a must-have thing which you all should target to finish by June. June has to be that deadline. Yeah, June ke baad you should not be in a position that a topic has been covered, but you haven't covered sessions, assignments, and remedials. And while watching the sessions, I won't again reiterate the importance of making your own notes. I hope that it's pretty clear till now. While you're watching sessions, while you're solving any question in the practice topper group or in the Facebook group or if you're watching any video from anywhere, I expect if you find any new concept, any new type of question, it should be there in your notebook so that you have an easy source of truth to go back to in the final 2 months for the revision. Okay. For RCs, one source that I recommended everyone to start with was RC 99. Just reiterating, hope that is being taken care of. Students who are not doing it, now is the time. Ideally by May, this should have been done. At least 60-70 sets of RC 99 should have been covered. In terms of daily targets, it has to be in alignment with the pattern of CAT. So if you're solving one RC in a day, it is absolutely useless. You better do not do anything rather than solving just one RCs. If you're solving RCs, it has to be 4 RCs in a single go. Do not make the mistake of solving one RC every day. It will not help you at all because you also have to do a time check, select the RCs. So every RC that you do, you have to do it in a set of 4 only. Every LRDI set that you do has to be done in a set of 4 only. Doing one set every day is not helping you for the CAT exam. Okay. Similarly, if you're solving one question, solving 2, 3, 4, 5 random questions will not help you. It has to be at least 20-25 questions. I mentioned it 30 questions per day because quant may you really need a lot of grip to master a particular concept. Hence, I mentioned it 30 questions per day, but minimum I expect is 24. Right? Again, similar to like CAT pattern, 24 questions of quant, 4 questions of LRDI, not 4. Essentially, there is 6 there, but to begin with, I would suggest start with 4. 4 LRDI questions per day, sets per day, and 4 RCs per day. And every question from now onwards that you do has to be time based. Even if I share any question with you guys, don't just do it without logging the time. Every question from now onwards has to be time based. Start the timer from the moment you see a question and log how much time are you really taking to complete that particular question. This is the biggest mistake students do. While preparing, we focus a lot on just solving questions. It might take us 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 10 minutes, and we don't even keep a log of the time. So it's essential to have a log of the time. If you're solving 4 RCs, maintain an Excel sheet for yourself where you see where you mention how many RCs were you able to solve in say 40 minutes or 60 minutes. Ideally, it should be 40 minutes. If you are beginning, you can start with like 60 minutes as well. 60 minutes, 4 RCs, 60 minutes, 4 LRDI sets, 60 minutes, 30 quant questions. And if you're already medium plus level, have 40 minutes as a timer and start logging it. Today's date, it's say 28th May. 28th May, I solved 4 RCs. Out of 4 RCs in 40 minutes, I was able to solve 3. Out of 3 RCs, 2 RCs were correct, and this was my score. That sheet has to be there. Every time you interact with me, I want to have a discussion based on your historical performance. Otherwise, discussions go very much haywire. It's like very subjective, and you don't get any meaningful insight out of it. Okay. So let's start quantifying every minute that we spend from now onwards in our preparation. Clear? Any questions here in any of the 8 pointers?
No, sir.
Cool. And feel free to speak in Hindi, English, whatever language you know. English and Hindi is only the languages I can understand. But yeah, feel free to speak in any language. Do not be shy, please. Okay. So yeah, one message that I got from a student yesterday was that even after doing remedials, assignments, live sessions, I'm not able to solve 100% of the questions from a topic. There are questions that are posted. Some other student is able to solve it with a different theorem, different methods in mind. I'm not able to solve it. What to do? Even if I am in your place, I don't think I'll be able to solve 100% of the question from any topic. There would always be one more theorem, one more shortcut, one more method, one more type of question I did not probably see. So that's absolutely fine. You're not here to solve 100% of the questions in exam. At least what your strategy should be while you see such questions that you are not able to solve is, first, we have that practice toppers group where a lot of good students are there, including the mentors. Share those questions there. If you know a few good students or mentors, you can tag us, you can tag the students, get solutions from it, take a note, try to understand how did they try to solve it. In my experience, it's not a theorem per se, it's not a shortcut per se, which is refraining you from solving a particular question. In my experience, it is mostly conceptual. There would be some other theorems, there would be some other shortcuts you were not taught, some other students were taught, and vice versa. But trust me, CAT में no theorems, no shortcuts really help. The kind of questions that come in CAT and that level of pressure, that level of mental pressure that you have in a CAT exam, at least I've taken CAT 6-7 times. I don't solve any single question from theorems. It is usually objective or like subjective approach that we learn in class 11, 12, or those objective approaches that we develop while practicing or preparing. So there is no theorem or formula per se that I go with while I take CAT. So it is okay if you don't know theorems. That should not be the aim. But make sure that while you post the question, if there is any new concept that come across, keep a note in your notebook so that next time you see such questions, you're able to solve it. Okay, fair. Raman, is it clear? If you're here. Okay, I'm assuming you're not here then. Cool. So that's about this. Next commonly asked question was around the mocks. Sir, when to start mocks? How do we start mocks, etc. So mocks, ideally June onwards, I'm expecting you guys have started your CAT preparation. And if you have started your CAT preparation, there would be some students who would have already completed 80-90% of the syllabus. You're good to start your mocks from June onwards. There would be some segment of students who have just started their preparation, but at least have done 30-40% of their preparation. Use next 2 weeks to at least stretch it up to 50%, 60% of the CAT syllabus, defined syllabus. But at any cost from June mid onwards, start taking mocks. And the frequency of mocks may not be as high as 2 or 3 mocks. It can be as low as 1 mock per week. Okay. And the reason for this is, see, one common mistake that again a lot of aspirants make is they focus a lot on just finishing the syllabus till July, August. And then from August onwards, when they start taking the mocks, they realize, yaar, ek question na solve nahi ho rahe hain. So while I have already invested 3-4 months in completing the syllabus, but that's a waste क्योंकि exam में मेरे से question solve नहीं हो रहे. I'm still scoring 40, 50, 60 का score. My percentile is still 70, 75, 65, 70, 75. तो CAT नहीं होगा. And then a lot of demotivation comes in. People even leave preparation in between in the month of August, September. So if you guys don't want to be in that situation, start taking mocks right upfront from June mid onwards, so that if there is anything that essentially you learn while taking a mock, यार ये वाला question मुझसे नहीं बन रहा है, right? या से number system के questions नहीं हो रहे हैं, you have enough time to go back, revise remedials, revise sessions, revise workshops, reach out to me, reach out to the faculty कि सर इस टॉपिक के क्वेश्चंस मुझसे मॉक्स में नहीं बन रहे, and we will have enough time to sort of fix it rather than coming back to us in the month of September when already it would be too late. Okay, so the idea of taking mocks right now in the month of June while you haven't done your course should be not to score as high, but to essentially test whatever you have learned, whatever you have covered. Are you really able to solve questions in a time-based fashion from that particular topic or not? Okay. And at least my personal suggestion is take at least IMS mocks. Why? Because IMS mocks are in par with CAT level. A lot of students take it. So any mock that you take, the best way to judge those mocks is how many students take that mock. It has to be at least 8-10,000 plus students. And IMS, Times, Yale, Craig, these are like big institutes. So while I won't recommend content or sessions of it, but I would definitely recommend mocks of it because again, 8-10,000 students take it. So you also get to know your relative ranking and performance on how you are doing versus others, right? So hence, at least IMS ले लो. इसके अलावा, if you don't have financial constraints, यार 2 mocks लेने चाहिए so that you also get a flavor. For example, time के mocks में verbal is always difficult. Cracky के mocks में LRDI is always difficult. You are well prepared to have different set of variants while taking mocks. Hence, 2 mocks ideally is good. People even take 3 and people even take 1. 1 I don't recommend for any good student who is serious. Start with 2 and then let's see how much are we able to really consume, right? And your target to complete the number of mocks by CAT should be around 50 to 60 is highly recommended for every student. Hence now if you start doing a backtrack, yeah, you have 5 months in hand, right? 5 months, 50 mocks. So essentially 10 to 12 mocks per month, right? Which means on an average 2 mocks per week from now onwards. So the frequency that I'm quoting is 1 mock per week because you would have to increase it to around 3 mocks per week in the month of September, August or September onwards. Okay? So take this as a target, create your own Excel sheets, create your own. If you are not sure on how to create a mock analysis wala sample, ping me. I have my own samples. I can share that with you, but it should be pretty straightforward. Write every mock. How many questions did you attempt? How many questions are you able to solve correctly? Incorrect. Why did you not attempt certain questions? And remarks. And remarks has to be basis analysis. Students think yaar sirf CAT ka mock de liya, I've done my job, but trust me, that's not your job. Your job is to analyze every mock that you take. Only then you would improve. Only then you'll be able to add value to your preparation. Okay, so if you are spending 2 hours in the mock, ideally I would recommend double time in the mock analysis. And hence this entire mocks plus analysis is a huge investment. You spend around 5 to 6 hours in a single mock, taking mock plus analyzing it. How do we analyze mocks? I have already shared a video in the practice group a few days earlier, a few weeks earlier. In fact, if you don't have it, ping me, I'll share it again, or go to our YouTube channel, myprepzone.com. There I have in fact analyzed, I've taken live mocks of MCAT, SIMCAT on the YouTube channel. So you would be able to see how did I take mocks, how can you take mocks, what is that learning and everything, right? And even how to analyze mocks, that video is already available. Use that. In the interest of time, I won't really cover it here, but that video pretty much covers everything on how do you break mocks while analyzing into 3 set of questions that you attempted and went right, questions that you attempted and did not go right, and questions that you left. These are the 3 segments that you have to individually focus on, and there is different strategy to analyze each segments within QA, LRD, and verbal. Okay. As a part of our batch, we will also be doing a few live mock analysis, particularly of IMS, and hence I'm suggesting here at least IMS ke mocks le lo, so that the entire batch would be standardized and we will be able to talk about IMS mocks. I would also be taking, Rajiv sir will also be taking IMS ke mocks. We guys also take it, we'll also attempt it, and then we'll also discuss it with you guys. Okay. Hence, an information from now onwards, IMS mocks le lena, and we'll start analyzing it, and hence it becomes very important for you to also continue with the batch flow ki yaar ek mock har week mein lena hi hai, so that if there is any analysis happens, you don't feel out of the place. Varna though you'll just waste your 2 hours, 1.5, 2 hours to in those analysis session if you haven't taken the mock. Cool. I think that covers the point on mocks and mock analysis. Any questions here before we move forward?
Sir, am I audible? Raman.
Yeah. Your name?
Raman. Sir.
Raman. Yes, Raman.
Sir, I'm asking whether that RC99 is a par with CAT or is it on a higher side?
Yeah, देखो RC99 में it starts with a lower level and it starts to above CAT. So it starts from below CAT, then it goes to CAT, and then it sort of crosses CAT. CAT ka RC, if you see now, there are a few years like 2018, 2019 where the level of RC was like really tough. Versus there were a few years, 2020, 2017, I guess, in which it was easy. And then there was few years where it has medium. So suggestion is कि RC तो सारे level की practice करो from low to high.
और इससे पहले आपने कहा था कि 30 क्वेश्चंस पर डे और 4 LRDA सेट्स पर डे, this 4 RC. So touching upon all the 3 subjects in a single day is a very hectic or difficult task.
Aligned. So रमन ये बताओ कितने घंटे मिलते हैं तुमको दिन में आफ्टर ऑफिस आवर्स? और ऑफिस कितना है तुम्हारा?
ऑफिस अराउंड 10 to 7.
10 to 7 यार. Sorry, I'm not able to write anything, but ठीक है, I'll have to just speak up. ठीक है. So yeah, like bear with me. So if your office is 10 to 7, the way every student should manage their time is कि यार 9 घंटे तुम्हारा ऑफिस है. Sleeping hours should be 6 to 7. चलो 7 घंटे मान लिया. 9 plus 7 is 16 hours. 2-3 घंटे miscellaneous खाना पीना, घर पे बात कर ली, traveling, right? 18 hours. You're left with 6 hours. 6 hours में से 2-2.5 घंटे क्लासेस जाएगी. क्लासेस को रिवाइज करना पड़ेगा, असाइनमेंट्स करने पड़ेंगे, तो 3 घंटे वहां चले गए. मोटा मोटा 2 से 3 घंटे बचने चाहिए दिन में. And in that 2-3 hours, yes, align that you may not be able to do everything, but at least based on your schedule, start with 1 section or like 2 sections and divide it evenly in the entire week. यार हफ्ते में 7 दिन है, एक दिन तो मुझे सब कुछ रिवाइज करना है, बचे हुए 6 दिन. 6 दिन में से मैं 2 दिन करूंगा क्वांट प्लस LRDI, 2 दिन करूंगा LRDI प्लस वर्बल, एंड 2 दिन करूंगा क्वांट प्लस वर्बल. And you can change this weightage based on, अगर क्वांट तुम्हारा स्ट्रेंथ है, क्वांट थोड़ा सा कम कर दो. अगर जो सेक्शन तुम्हारा वीकेस्ट सेक्शन है, try to invest more time of it, more time in that particular section. So it's okay if you can't do everything in a single day. मतलब that is not even the intent here. The intent is कि at least 1 या 2 section करो, लेकिन वो अच्छे से करो in a time based fashion.
Okay sir, thank you so much.
ठीक है, cool. Yeah, anyone has any other questions so far?
So,
Yes, your name?
so I'm Sai.
Yes, Sai.
So I wanted to ask, so should we start with sectional mocks or full length mocks?
Good question. So the mocks that I'm talking about here is the full length mocks. So when I talk about June mid, it is full length mocks. Sectional mocks, sectional mocks, you can start from now onwards. So ideally, if you're done with inside, you to have also taken CAT in the past, right? And you have scored decent. So I would to strongly suggest you कि यार जैसे कोई topic होता है, brush it up fast. Assignment को, see, when I talk about assignments, I know it gets pretty exhaustive at times because there are a lot of questions. So the way in which, at least our job is to give you enough questions so that we sort of keep you busy, and your job as a student should be to balance everything. So just scan through the assignment, spend 1.5 hours in just scanning entire questions that you think differently, solve it. Questions that you think are similar, skip it, right? And sectional mock is something that you can try to take, like at least. So for example, if you think quant is a stronger section, I will probably start with taking sectional mocks of the sections that I am weaker in. So for example, verbal is my weakest section. I'll be like, यार मेरे को daily एक verbal का sectional देना ही है, right? So this 4 LRDI sets per day or 4 RCs per day, because there is no definite syllabus in RCs and LRDI, it could be one sectional of RC or it could be one sectional of LRDI along with the analysis. If you do it, you have already covered those 4 RCs and some VA question, and you have already covered 4 LRDI sets per day. So these two are not two different things. It's essentially either solving it via offline material or taking a sectional test.
Okay, so like we should treat sectional marks like a daily practice thing.
Yes, absolutely.
And then weekly full length marks.
Yes. So at least you can divide your schedule कि यार Sunday मुझे mocks देना है, because mocks has to be in proper slot. तो mocks को you can take it कि मैं रात में 9 से 12 mock दे रहा हूँ. Right? Mocks has to be in the actual CAT slot. So for example, if you have जो भी CAT के slots होते हैं, Google it. सुबह का टाइम होता है, दिन का टाइम होता है, इवनिंग का स्लॉट होता है. Start taking mocks in like every slot so that your body acclimatizes to every pattern. सुबह 8 से 10 दे लो, दिन में 12 से 2 दे लो, शाम में 4 से 6 दे लो. ठीक है? Once a week to begin with.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sure, welcome. Yes. Anyone has any questions? Yes, सबका सब sorted है अभी तक.
Sir, if marks are started from July, it will be okay, right? You have considered it as June mid onwards.
Your name?
Chinmay.
Chinmay. Yeah, July, matlab, yes, if you think that your preparation is in a shape where you need more time to brush up the concepts, you're not confident enough, then yeah, you can start from July, but don't delay further from July.
Okay.
Okay. And the sole intent is whatever you guys are doing, usually when I also used to prepare, मुझे लगता था यार हो गया मेरा quant, but when you start taking mocks तब जाके reality पता चलती है, right? So hence it is to essentially test yourself more than sharing scores with me or like other students, right? So that you know कि यार अगर first mock में ही score काफी कम आ रहा है, you would know कि you have been doing something fundamentally wrong. And then after taking mocks, please call me, please call Rajiv sir or Saloni ma'am, book a slot with us and discuss कि यार क्या mock कैसा हुआ, कितना score हुआ. At least drop a message to us stating your scores, and then let's discuss, let's stay connected. Abhi I'm only in touch with a few students, 3-4 students who are in like regular touch with me, जिनका status I know. Other students I don't know. I'm hoping your preparation is like already in shape, but just stay in touch with what you are doing, and if you have any confusion, get it clear right then and there. Fair? Cool. Any other question, or can we move forward? Yes, no, please tell me. I can't see you guys and I can see the chat as well.
Yeah, we can.
ठीक है. So now next agenda is कि यार ये सब हो गया, इसके बाद अभी क्या करना है, इसके बाद क्या होगा in the batches. So once batches and all gets over, what at least I am thinking, and there I also need your opinion, कि पहला तो if there is any backlog, try to finish it as a P0, as a priority item, कि जितना भी backlog बचा है उसको जल्दी से खत्म कर दो. By backlog I mean live sessions, remedials or assignments. For the students who are not a part of batch, your backlog would be howsoever you are preparing. If you are preparing by yourself or if you joined any coaching, वहाँ का जो भी backlog है, finish it. Mock start करने हैं, वो मैंने already बोल दिया. Start connecting with us. It will be very important in the last 4-5 months. It's okay if you haven't spoken to us, but it will be very important. Mentorship plays the most vital role, and that's what really differentiates us with others. So make sure you make a good use of it. I am usually available on Saturdays, Sundays, weekdays. I'm not available, but there are faculty. If something is urgent, give us a call and discuss on your prep with us. Okay? And yeah, the first point is the advanced workshops. So these workshops are ready. I was hoping to share it with you guys after you're done with the syllabus, but I just wanted to have your opinion. Do you want this to be shared from now onwards? What the advanced workshops will be and how should you consume it would be it will essentially be focused on quant, particularly 3 topics: entire arithmetic, entire algebra, and entire geometry. not topic-wise arithmetic, not topic-wise algebra, not topic-wise geometry, but pretty much the exhaustive arithmetic, exhaustive algebra, and exhaustive geometry. And the focus here will not be to teach you individual concepts. The assumption would be you have already covered it via remedials and the class live sessions. The objective here is that how do we learn shortcuts? How do we solve advanced questions? As the name itself states, these are the advanced questions. Okay, a couple of it will also solve it today, but the intent to share it with you in advance so that, for example, if you have covered arithmetic, you are like, yeah, ठीक है, time बच रहा है मुझे. Arithmetic is my weakest section. I just need more advanced level of questions so that I'm pretty ready to solve any question of arithmetic. These workshops has to be the only source of truth. इसके beyond you don't have to do anything else. ठीक है? So that would be the intent. I will also cover a couple of live sessions. Okay, but because these workshops are like exhaustive, algebra, I think I've taken sessions of 9-10 hours, 10-12 hours, in fact, covering algebra end to end. Just my level of question is medium to advanced only. So I would at least want that I share it with you guys. I'm also okay to take it live, but if I take it live, these are usually longer sessions. We will sit together for 6 to 8 hours on Saturday. So hence, the feedback that at least I've received from the students is, sir, aap ise na in the form of recording share kar diya karo so that they can break it up into 1 hour, 1.5 hour, 2 hours and can watch it at their own pace. So I'll probably at least share those sessions with you. And along with this, I'll also conduct a few live sessions where you can discuss your doubts on your workshop. If there is any particular topic you feel that even after these workshops, you're not able to, like you guys are not comfortable, let me know. I'll plan a separate live workshop per se, if there are a lot of students who are facing issues in a particular topic after covering remedials, advanced workshops, and the live sessions. Okay. Any thoughts or feedback here on this plan, on what's about to come in next 2-3 months?
Hi, sir. One doubt. So,
Yeah.
these advanced
Name
workshop would
Name
Dhruv.
Dhruv. Yeah, Dhruv.
So these advanced workshop would be of just QA or LRDI as well?
Yeah, LRDI mein, see, it will be primarily for quant. LRDI mein, I have actually opened these advanced workshops in the form of 63, 64 sets. So that pretty much covers all the variants, right? And the workshop level questions I've given it in the form of remedial. So these workshops that I'm talking about, this will be for 3 topics: arithmetic, algebra, and geometry, which covers 80-85% of your syllabus. Number system and all ka weightage itna zyada nahi hai, hence workshop hasn't been planned for it. But these will be long, exhaustive workshops for these 3 topics primarily.
Okay.
Okay. Fair. Any other question on this? Or comments or feedback?
Hi, Riddhi this side. ये जो advanced workshops है, इसका best use कैसे किया जा सकता है? Like, do we go over these sessions again and again to learn the tricks? I mean, how do you want?
Fair. So if I were a CAT aspirant, Riddhi, the way I would consume these workshops would be in the form of testing myself, because so ideally, once I've covered the sessions, once I've covered the remedials, once I've covered, say, assignments, I'm done with my quant, right? So I, as a student, once I'm done with my quant, or at least once I'm done with a particular module, say arithmetic, या जितना मुझे करना था मैंने कर लिया, I'm fairly confident कि मुझे arithmetic अब आता है. ठीक है, अगर वो नहीं आता, if I'm in a state कि मैंने कर लिया फिर भी मुझे नहीं आ रहा, then I'll probably spend time watching more videos, solving more questions. I'll reach to that level कि now I'm fairly confident, say 7 on 10 on arithmetic. Now I want to increase from 7 to 9. I want to cut down on the time taken. Then I would play these workshops. I'll start spending, like, probably the way I would consume this will be in a single go. So I won't be like I'll divide arithmetic a workshop over a week or 2 because that breaks my continuity. I'll give my entire Saturday, Sunday to these. I'll spend 10 hours Saturday, Sunday, but I'll finish these workshops. Again, by finishing, I mean, there would be concepts. I'll learn the concepts. I'll try to test myself. Is it something that I already know of? If yes, well and good. If no, I'll probably note it down. And then there would be a lot of questions, including some good problems, shortcut problems. I would take it as a test for me. I'll solve it and then I'll watch the solution after also logging the time. The way in which I solved, it took me 3 minutes. The way in which it is explained in the video, it is taking me 30 seconds. So it's a huge difference. What is it that I can probably take away from this?
Okay. Okay. Got
Okay.
it. Thank you.
Sure, welcome. Yeah, but in terms of sources, guys, there is a plethora of concepts and videos and sessions available on YouTube channel, and everything is good. But as an aspirant, you have to limit yourself. Otherwise, तुम लोग पागल हो जाओगे कि यार इतना concept है, इतना like content है, which one to follow? So advanced workshops plus remedial should cover your quant, LRDI में remedials, those 63 sets, class sessions would not cover everything, because LRDI में there is no source that I can say you guys कि यार like this would cover everything. So LRDI में the more you do, the better it is. The best thing after covering this would be previous year mocks. So we are also having a plan to sort of have some extra faculty mentors who can start making videos on like previous year mocks. But irrespective of that, the point for you should be कि previous year के mocks last 1-2 साल के mocks उठा लो, IMS, CL, time, CRAQ, सबके LRDI sectionals को start taking it in the form of a sectional test. The best source. इसके भी and हर mock में नीचे solution भी given है, so you don't have to be dependent on like anyone. But इसके पहले make sure you have done remedials and concepts so that you understand the basic thing. वरना ये होगा तुम mock दोगे, एक भी set solve नहीं होगा. ठीक है, because mocks का level will be good. Cool, clear. Any further question on this?
Sir, Raman.
Yeah, Raman.
Sir, from where we can get the past year more?
यार वो बहुत बार शेयर हुआ है प्रैक्टिस ग्रुप में.
Internet or we have to pay for it?
नहीं, it is तो यार
अच्छा,
फ्री
ठीक
है,
है, ठीक है.
इसलिए कोई पे भी नहीं करना. मतलब डोंट पे फॉर दी प्रीवियस ईयर मॉक्स कहीं गूगल ड्राइव पे अवेलेबल है, एक बार ढूंढ लो. नहीं, एंड आई एम श्योर like anyone here has access to the previous year drive links? Oh, no one has it. Okay, and this is strange. मतलब एक बार ग्रुप में पूछ लो रमन, if you still can't find it, please ping me, I'll give it to you. I have it somewhere stored, I'll just have to find it.
नहीं सर है
Okay.
है आई थिंक पहले तो शेयर हुआ था ग्रुप में. तो
हाँ, तो एक बार हो तो यार प्लीज शेयर इट विद रमन, एक बार वापस शेयर कर दो. Still if you guys can't find it, please ping me, I'll share it. ठीक है, cool. Any more questions? At least अभी तक क्लियर हो कि क्या हो रहा है, अभी क्या करना है अगले 1-2 महीने में, मॉक्स कैसे क्या करना है. Is that clear in like everyone's head कि what should be my trajectory, whether you are a part of Prepzone or beyond? That plan has to be like very clear and crisp. ठीक है.
Yes, sir.
Fair. And by the way, other students, the batch 3 is also starting. So if at all you're doing self-prep, if you're struggling, you have an option to also opt for these individual packages. If workshop चाहिए, you can get workshop. If you only want remedials, you will get remedials. If you only want mentorship, you can get it. If you want full course end-to-end, you can just contact me. All of that is open. Okay. So this is for the batch students, guys. Yeah, particularly from advanced workshops, what do you guys think will make more sense to you? What will add a lot of value to you? Will it be live? Will it be recordings? I am already going to share recordings because these are exhaustive. Do you also want me to still cover a couple of it in the form of live sessions? If it happens, it would be on weekends. Timings will be as per me. You have to be flexible on the timings.
yes sir, the live sessions are there.
Would love to hear others' opinion as well.
Shorter live sessions, not 8 hours, but shorter live sessions where we can consume it.
Fair. Hence, ठीक है, at least वो 8 hour वाला workshop, I'll share it in the form of recordings. उसमें से I'll probably take some questions so that we can test and we can have like a Q&A round on those 8 hours वाले sessions.
Definitely live sessions helps to consume information way more easy. Definitely.
ठीक है, perfect.
Sir, if it's 8 hours, then I think a recorded session. And like let's say if you decided कि shorter, let's say 2 or 3 hours, where you will like test the like let's say top 10 difficult questions and all that, right? So then it would be recorded session, like we could have a discussion and all. So that's what I'm thinking.
ठीक है, noted. Then probably, because if I take sessions, the only problem with me, I try to sort of keep it short, but usually my slides go till 95, 100, 105 slides, and it takes me 7, 8, 9 hours to just cover one single topic, say equation. We feel equation is easier, but when I'll share this workshop, then you would realize कि So even equation would consume 7-8 hours for me. Hence, I prefer sharing recordings because it is like pretty exhaustive. But point taken. At least I'll try to have live sessions in the form of test. Once you have covered it, let's all the 10 questions, 40 minutes, and then discuss it. Cool. Okay. Anyone has any other pointer? Next slide will be about learning now. We'll learn some new concepts and
So-
then yes.
So can you also arrange grammar sessions? I actually talked with Saloni ma'am. She said she would take a few grammar lectures because I asked her how to do it. Like you shared a post on VARC and the first point was grammar. And I'm like lagging in this thing,
Okay. Your
the
name?
first thing only.
Name?
So say.
Sai. Okay. Sai, just drop me a message on WhatsApp. We have grammar ka sessions with us. I'll at least share those sessions with you.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So.
Okay.
So and also a few notes on grammar. Like she was speaking about, she has some PPTs and a few notes material. Because
ठीक है.
Brendan Martin is very exhaustive. I tried reading it, but most of the part is, I forget about it.
ठीक है, Sai. Just drop me a message on WhatsApp. Let's take it offline.
Okay.
ठीक है. Fair. Okay. Fair. So I think, yeah, I'm still not able to write here. I don't know how will I take that test. Okay. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, can anyone help me? Usually it comes if I right click on the PPT. Somehow it's not coming. Okay. It could be because this is a Google Drive ka link. Okay. Guys, just give me 1 minute. I'll probably stop sharing my screen. I'll download this PPT offline and then I'll see if I can write on the PPT. I think that would make our life easy. But yeah, if you guys have any questions so far, please, like, now's the time to ask it. Okay.
Sir, you can use Google Meet's whiteboard.
Okay, Google Meet. Yeah, but that option should come now if I right click here.
Like the 3 dots, if you click a whiteboard, open a jam option should come, like above where recordings button.
Oh, great. It worked for me. Yeah, take it. Fair. So now, please, everyone, take out your pen and paper, and I don't want any students dropping off in the middle of a test. Okay. So, okay, Srijan has already left. But okay, fine. It's your loss. These questions will be like really good. This will be a teaser of how the batch 3 and these advanced workshops is going to be. These are some of the questions chosen from it. Okay, so like take out your pen and paper. I will stop my video because my internet is really lagging. Okay, fair. Cool. Let me share my screen. Okay, the intent here should be try to solve questions, as many questions as you can solve. Okay, and then if there is any doubt, ask me right now, right? And also the intent should be on logging the time. Ki how much time did it take? I'll probably give you 2.5 minutes per question and try to have some learning and then tell me whether this was useful or not. Okay, and drop your answers in chat or unmute. Fair. Cool. So let's begin, guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay, finally I'm able to type. Great, yeah. I'm typing after long. Nostalgic feeling. Fair. So before starting, I'll just brush up, or maybe I'll ask a question to you guys. If x plus 1 by x is say 3, what could be the value of say x square plus 1 by x square?
7.
Yes, 7. Yeah, 7.
7. Others?
7.
See, there would be a lot of videos that say कि these are the shortcuts you
7.
should know, but ideally as an aspirant, all you have to see is कि यार यहाँ x है, यहाँ x square है. Ideally, if I square it, it should give me something in this form. So squaring this would be nothing but x square plus 1 by x square plus 2ab, which is 2 into x into 1 by x. So plus 2 is equals to 9. So this is nothing but 7. Right? So based on these theorems, which are again self-explanatory, there are some shortcuts that you should know or probably relate to, or at least have a way to sort of reach out to that, right? So that you can solve questions faster. I will share this session on YouTube, so you don't have to write it here, but just bear with me. Let's try to understand how do we derive each of this. That's the most important thing rather than remembering or like, मतलब इनको रटना नहीं हमको, right? So for example, if it's given to us here, x plus 1 by x is p, and if the value of x minus 1 by x is asked, how do we solve it? Just try deriving this. कि अगर यार x plus 1 by x की value p है, we have to find the value of x minus 1 by x. Ideally, it should be straightforward, right? Like for x minus 1 by x and x plus 1 by x, what you will do is you will first of all try to square it. X plus 1 by x का whole square करोगे, so you'll get x square plus 1 by x square is equals to p square minus 2, right? Now, if you have to sort of come up to x minus 1 by x, right? So this is nothing but, see, this is as good as a plus b ka relation with a minus b, right? What is that relation? The relation is nothing but if you try to square it, right? This is a square plus b square plus 2ab, and this is a square plus b square minus 2ab. So essentially what I'm saying is x minus 1 by x ka whole square kitna hota hai? This is nothing but x square plus 1 by x square minus 2, right? And you already know this in terms of x plus 1 by x. What is this? This is nothing but, see, iska agar tum square karoge, I'm just trying to prove one theorem here so that rest of the theorems you can prove yourself, right? This is what it is. So तुम्हें x square plus 1 by x square की value already पता है. What is this? This is nothing but p square minus 2, right? So this is p square minus 2 minus 2 minus 2 becomes minus 4. तो x minus 1 by x की value कितनी होगी? Under root of p square minus 4. That is what is given here, right? And this is just a proof of solving it, right? So यहाँ से the major takeaways, like ideally, if you practice this, ये सारे numbers should be on your fingertips. कि यार अगर x plus 1 by x 1 given है और मुझे अगर square करना है, square करने पे क्या आएगा? You just square it and then subtract it with 2 based on the proof that we just saw. Similarly, अभी तुम्हें अगर इसका square करना है वापस x to the power 4 plus 1 by x to the power 4 पूछा है, तो तुम्हें क्या करना है? इस पूरे का square करो then minus 2. Similarly, अगर तुम्हें अभी say power 8 पूछा है, so what you will do? You will just square this and then do minus 2, right? And then this pattern keeps on continuing. ताकि अगर एग्जाम में इस तरीके से एक क्वेश्चन आता है कि यार x plus 1 by x is equals to say 2, find the value of x to the power 16 plus 1 by x to the power 16. It should be fairly simple. सबको क्लिक हो जाना चाहिए कि तुम्हें क्या करना है. यहाँ से पहले x square निकालो, 2 square minus 2, तो वैल्यू 2 आएगी, राइट? फिर अगेन 2 square minus 2 करो, पावर 4 निकालो, right? Then power 8 and then power 16. And in that fashion, you should be able to see a pattern, and it should be like a 3 or 4 step process. Ideally, you should be able to solve it in 30 seconds if you have practiced it, if you know these concepts. Okay? Hence, this is that first concept we should know. Second is, if x plus 1 by x is equals to p, so x cube plus 1 by x cube kitna hoga? Similarly, you can take any example. X plus 1 by x is 2, तुम्हें cube निकालना है. So same thing. You try to cube this, right? If you cube this, तो क्या होगा? This is x cube plus 1 by x cube plus 1 by x cube plus 3 into ab. X into 1 by x is 1 and a plus b. A plus b is x plus 1 by x. X plus 1 by x का value already 2 था. So this is 2 is equals to 8. So x cube plus 1 by x cube कितना हो गया तुम्हारा? 8 minus 6, 2. Right? So again, these are like self-explanatory, but this is how you, so whenever you are studying, you should try to prove everything. Here, x cube plus 1 by x cube का value निकालना है तो क्या होगा? अगर p है तो this has to be p cube minus 3p, and p cube minus 3p तुमको relate होना चाहिए कि पहले cube कर दिया minus 3 into x plus 1 by x, which is p, and hence this value is like p cube minus 3p. ठीक है, तो सारे power 2 सारे power 3 अब मैं पूछूं कि यार yes, so if I ask you x to the power 9 plus 1 by x to the power 9, it should be again straightforward कि यार इसका तुम्हें वापस से क्यूब करना है. So it should be p cube minus 3p का whole cube minus p cube minus 3p, because you will sort of consider p cube minus 3p as t, and then you will apply the same theorem कि यार t cube minus 3t होता है फॉर्म. ये क्लियर है? और any doubt? Does it making sense? Am I going too fast? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Correct.
Guys, please be responsive. Trust me, I can't take session, and that's the reason why majority of the sessions get planned. Matlab, least I expect is if there are 25 students, I need a 25 yes or no after every thing that we discuss. Else it becomes very boring, and I don't feel comfortable with these sessions if it's a one-way session. So consider this as a last warning. Else, at least you won't see my live sessions. Okay? So this is how you find square, you find power 4, you find cube, you find power 9 by just knowing these patterns. Now, one question could be कि यार x plus 1 by x हो गया, square हो गया, cube हो गया, मुझे power 5 निकालना है. So again, this is not something you should by heart, but I'm just giving you ways in which you sort of solve questions in exam, right? तो यार जब भी power 5 निकालना हो, at least this much I would expect if you have done decently good practice की स्क्वायर पता है, क्यूब पता है, you know 2 plus 3 is 5. So यहीं से क्लिक होना चाहिए कि यार you should try to multiply these two things so that you will get a term like this. And then when you multiply these two things, you will see कि यार इसमें ना ये वाली term extra आ रही है. So this is something that I will have to subtract from here to be able to reach to this number. Now if you subtract this, you already know this value, you already know this value, you know this value. Just substitute the value and you will get the answer of x to the power 5 plus 1 upon x to the power 5. ठीक है? So this is some properties which should be on your fingertips for x plus 1 by x. Similarly, properties for x minus 1 by x. Proofs of this are exactly similar. There is no change. Okay. Now, based on this, some again handy numbers to sort of keep in mind is what? If x plus 1 by x is equals to root 2, what is the value of x to the power 4? I'll give 1.5 minutes to everyone to sort of prove this value. If x plus 1 by x is root 2, find the value of x to the power 4.
Done, sir.
हाँ सर done.
Yeah, awesome. Too fast. I think straightforward होना चाहिए ना अब तो, right? Because you just keep on squaring it. Can anyone explain how did they solve it?
So first taking whole square on both sides, then 2 gets cancelled out, and then to x to the power 4 plus 1 equals 0.
Okay, so this is equals to 0, so x to the power 4 is equals to minus 1, right? So while you can prove this, but it's faster if we know these things on fingertips. कि यार अगर x plus 1 by x is root 2, x to the power 4 will be minus 1. Similarly, if x plus 1 by x is root 3, 2 में 4 था तो root 3 में it will be x to the power 6 is equals to minus 1. ठीक है? And if x plus 1 by x is equals to 1, x cube will be equals to minus 1. Again, proofs of this, I'll give you guys as a homework to sort of prove it, and then reach out to me if you face any issues in terms of proving it. Okay? Similarly, see, if this is 1, so a minus 1 hota hai. If this is minus 1, you just have to replace the sign. So this minus 1 will essentially become 1, right? So the entire point is algebra में values के साथ x की जगह minus x डालो, values को substitute करो. All of this becomes like very fast, and hence I keep on saying कि algebra is the most scoring and the easiest topic in CAT. अगर algebra ढंग से करके आ गए तो at least like 80-85 percentile तो easily आ जाएगा only with algebra. Okay, so these were just some sort of concepts to bring you on board. Now let's try to solve questions. I'll give you guys 2 minutes. Let's see who can solve it. People who are paying attention will really love these questions. People who are feeling lost, जो बोल नहीं रहे, they'll feel lost. So let's see who was really paying attention so far.
Sir, 0.
Okay, let's see. Let everyone attempt. Who solved it? Your name?
Dhruv.
Dhruv. Okay, Dhruv.
Sir, 0.
Okay, name?
Mayank.
Mayank. Okay. Others? Raman, Sai. Come on.
Zero.
So 2.
Okay, name?
Rohit.
So
Rohini. Okay. नहीं, 2 भी ऑप्शन में है. Option number D is 2 only. ओके, चलो टाइम अप. सी आइडियली मतलब इतना टाइम लगना नहीं है. जो मेरा एक्सपेक्टेशन है सारे स्टूडेंट्स के साथ is कि यार ये क्वेश्चन 15 से 20 सेकंड में सॉल्व होना चाहिए था. एंड वो एक्सपेक्टेशन इसलिए है बिकॉज लास्ट स्लाइड में मैंने लिखा था थ्योरम कि यार इफ x plus 1 by x is equals to √3, right? तो x to the power 6 is what? -1. So the next time you see x plus 1 by x is equals to √3, यहाँ से सीधा ये आ जाना चाहिए कि यार x to the power 6 is what? -1. If this is -1, x to the power 90 क्या हो जाएगा? This is nothing but इसका power 15. If इसका power 15 is an odd power, so this is nothing but -1. What is x to the power 96? This is इसका power 16. It's an even power, so this becomes +1. So -1 plus 1 is 0. Right? So is this clear for the students who are not able to solve it or who took so much of time?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And what took you so much time now that you probably think back on the approach you were using? I want at least a few guys to sort of speak up. Ki what took you 1.5 2 minutes for this question? Do you agree that this question should be solvable within 30 seconds?
Yeah.
So,
Sir.
itna time kyun laga batao? That's how you try to improve.
Raman this side. I was trying to calculate it like this, that x की power 30 की cube plus x की power 32 का cube. ऐसे करने का कोशिश कर रहा था.
Okay, but ऐसा क्यों कर रहे हो? क्योंकि यहाँ पे powers are different ना. See, यहाँ पे power is 90, यहाँ पे power is 90 is 96. So you clearly cannot do it in this fashion. वो चीज तुम तब कर सकते हो रमन जब यहाँ पे भी power 90 हो फिर 96 plus 96 हो. But because powers are different, you'll have to see कि यार मुझे directly values ही substitute करनी है इनकी.
ठीक है, ठीक.
ठीक है? Fair. Now let me ask one more question. Here, let me replace this with say 2. If x plus 1 by x is equals to 2, find the value of this.
Sir, 2.
Okay, who is it?
Mayank.
Good.
Yeah.
So
2.
you have to be like really fast here. X plus 1 by x is equals to 2. मतलब x की value has to be 1 only. If x is 1, this is nothing but 2. Right? So इसके लिए कोई theorem या like कुछ नहीं चाहिए. You have to be like really active. You have to have a good presence of mind. If this value is 2, this has to be 2 to 2. Similarly, some values that you should remember is if I say this is nothing but say 4 by 3. So you should be able to break it. Yeah, 4 by 3 is nothing but 3 plus 1 by 3, which means x is equals to 3. So you'll just substitute the value of x here and get the value. Right? So all of these are the approaches to solve any question of algebra. First is these shortcuts. Second is, first thing that at least I always try is कि यार x की कोई direct value डल रही है क्या? And direct value could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 0. बस यही 3, 4, 5 value होगी. If it has to be solved orally. ठीक है? चलो, let's move on to the next question. Let's see who all can solve this. जिसका भी हो जाए अनम्यूट करके बता देना.
Sir, 2.
Name?
Raman.
Mayank.
And
Raman.
Raman, good. Who else
Yeah.
too? I want to know the
Two.
names.
Chinmay.
Chinmay, very good, yeah.
Sir, two.
Two, awesome.
Two.
चलो, I'm two, great, यार. See, तुम लोगों ने 10-15 सेकंड में एक क्वेश्चन कर लिया. By the way, this is a CAT question, right? And people went like really subjective कि x square plus 1 by x square है, तो they'll find the value of x plus 1 by x. And पता नहीं इसमें क्या क्या किया था.
सर बट ऑनेस्टली स्पीकिंग वो आंसर्स जब हिंट आउट हुआ ना तो ऑब्जेक्टिव अप्रोच से जल्दी से निकाल पाया और एल्स आई वाज आल्सो गोइंग इन सब्जेक्टिवली.
तो वही सी अलजेब्रा में एटलीस्ट कैट में फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट शुड बी ऑब्जेक्टिव. ऑब्जेक्टिव नहीं हो रहा है देन यू शुड ट्राई एंड गो फॉर सब्जेक्टिव. अलजेब्रा में मैं इसीलिए बार बार कह रहा हूँ अलजेब्रा की मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द क्वेश्चन शुड बी सॉल्व बाय एटलीस्ट एक्स वाई जहां दिख जाए ना उसको तो मैं हमेशा ऑब्जेक्टिवली ट्राई करता हूँ सॉल्व करने. ठीक है, spend 10-15 seconds to figure out if this question can be solved orally using some objective way. If not, then try to scratch your hands for some subjective methods. तो यहाँ पे clear thing is यार 4 टर्म है, वैल्यू 4 है, सबकी वैल्यू 1 कर दूं. x square 1, y square 1, this is 1, this is 1. Ideally -1 भी हो सकता है x because it's a square term, but x could be 1 and y could be 1, which means the answer is nothing but 2. Clear? Everyone? Yes, no?
Yeah.
सर एक चीज थी.
Yes.
सो सर जैसे वो x plus 1 by x वाला जो 2 है वो आई थिंक इसमें मैंने उस तरीके से नहीं सोचा. रीजन भी कि x जैसे हम कहते हैं x plus 1 by x की वैल्यू जब कुछ भी रियल वैल्यू है तो 2 कह सकते हैं हम, राइट? सो हाउ आर
I didn't get this.
हाँ ठीक है. सो x plus 1 by x जो हम 2 वाला लगाते हैं, जो वैल्यू लगाते हैं वो यूजुअली होता है कि कौन सी इंटीजर वैल्यू पे x plus 1 by x की वैल्यू 2 हो सकती है. अदरवाइज तो सर इसकी वैल्यू तो कुछ भी हो सकती है, एक पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव एनीथिंग, राइट?
नहीं हो सकती ना. सी if x is negative here, ये भी नेगेटिव होगा. नेगेटिव प्लस नेगेटिव विल बी अ नेगेटिव नंबर. तो नेगेटिव तो कभी हो ही नहीं सकता है, राइट? सो
-3 पे -3 है.
हाँ बोलो. -3 -1 by 3, दिस इज व्हाट -4 by 3.
हाँ ठीक है. और लेट्स से x की वैल्यू 5 पकड़ लो.
ठीक है.
सो बेसिकली मेरा कहने का मतलब है कि मैं हाउ आई सॉल्व की जो प्रीवियस जो हमारा क्वेश्चन था, हाउ आई डिड कि x स्क्वायर प्लस 1 बाय x स्क्वायर -2 प्लस y स्क्वायर प्लस 1 बाय y स्क्वायर -2 इक्वल टू 0.
अच्छा ये यहाँ पे
हाँ हाँ
हाँ ठीक है. अलाइन इस सब्जेक्टिव मेथड वही है जो तुम
फिर वो कहता है कि हाँ फिर स्क्वायर कैन नॉट बी नेगेटिव सो x इक्वल टू 1 बाय x.
अलाइन सी सब्जेक्टिव अप्रोच वही है. ऑल आई एम सेइंग इज कैट में अपन को ढंग के तरीके से सॉल्व नहीं करना है. जितना जुगाड़ तरीका लगा सकते हो दैट इज बेटर फॉर यू. यू हैव टू सेव टाइम इन लाइक एवरी क्वेश्चन. सो या आइडियल वे टू सॉल्व दिस शुड बी द सेम थिंग. इट हैज टू बी x plus 1 by x का होल स्क्वायर प्लस 2 प्लस y plus 1 by y का होल स्क्वायर इज इक्वल्स टू 0. सॉरी
x minus 1 by x.
हाँ yes -1 by x, right? And hence x square is equals to 1, so x is equals to plus minus 1. Yeah, that is the right way to solve this, but we don't have to go by right way. Now is the time to start finding shortcuts and जुगाड़. At least अगर कैट में ऑब्जेक्टिव है, 4 ऑप्शंस है एंड तुम्हारा ऑब्जेक्टिव तरीके से एक ऑप्शन आ गया. अलजेब्रा में तो इट इज चांसेस आर लाइक 100% कि यही तुम्हारा आंसर होगा. एंड इफ इट्स अ थीटा इट हैज टू बी सॉल्वेबल. तो whatever values that you sort of come up with has to be the answer if you have to find a unique value here.
Got it.
ठीक है, चलो next question. Let's see how many of you can solve this.
Sir, 0.
Okay. Who? Name?
Mayank.
Mayank. Mayank, तुम बस अपनी verbal sorted करो. Your quant is pretty sorted.
ठीक है सर. Verbal नहीं सर, DILR.
अच्छा DILR, okay. DILR में क्यों problem आ रहा है? Quant is good, DILR has to be good.
नहीं पता नहीं, मतलब लास्ट ईयर उसी में मैसअप किया था.
ठीक है. Zero, okay. Others, see. This is more of a question from ratios per se. Yeah. Sorry? Okay. Okay, I'll give you guys maybe 30 more seconds and then we'll discuss it. Chalo, time up. See, whenever the ideal way, at least the moment I would see this question, I'll be like, yeah, ठीक है, ये दो terms बराबर है, 2, 3, 6. The first thing that start coming to my mind is कि 2 into 3 is equals to 6. कुछ तो यहाँ पे factor बन रहा है. But इसकी power कुछ 1 by m है, यहाँ पे this is 1 by n, this is minus 1 by p. पूछा मुझसे m plus n plus p है, which means I'll have to find the values of either m and p individually or have to come up with this expression. So whenever you see कि यार 2 या 3 terms equal है, to sort of simplify this, I'll assume it to be equals to k. यार मान लो कि इन सब की value k है, ठीक है? Now if 2 to the power 1 by m is equals to k, सबसे पहले मुझे ये this 1 by n is not looking good to me. I'm not comfortable with this क्योंकि like 1 by m है. तो सबसे first इसका simplification क्या होना चाहिए? कि यार तुम इन दोनों की power m ले लो, right? This should be power m. So if you solve this, ये क्या आता है कि यार 2 is equals to k to the power m. At least this is a better way to represent rather than representing 2 to the power 1 by m. Similarly, इसमें क्या आएगा? 3 is equals to तुम दोनों साइड power n लोगे. This. Similarly, last expression में क्या आएगा? 6 is equals to k to the power minus p. Right? Why minus p? Because you'll have to multiply everything with minus p ताकि मैं 6 की power 1 कर दूं. Now 2, 3 और 6 की वैल्यू पता है. इनमें तुमको दिख रहा है रिलेशन क्या है कि 2 into 3 is equals to 6. 2 कितना है? 2 is nothing but k to the power m. 3 कितना है? k to the power n. 6 कितना है? k to the power minus p. इसको if you solve it, ये क्या आता है? k to the power m plus m is equals to k to the power minus p. यहाँ से क्या निकल के आता है कि m plus n has to be equals to minus p, which means m plus n plus p कितना हो गया? 0. Right? And this is pretty much applicable to every sort of question. यहाँ पे the first thing you have to realize is there a relation between the bases? 2, 3, 6 में relation दिख रहा है. 2 into 3 is 6. So hence you'll try to remove everything from 2. जो power 1 by m है उसको तुम power 1 लेके आओगे. By taking an exponent of m across the equation. Yeah. By the way, anyone solved via any other method?
Sir, I have just taken log on both sides and just reverse कर दिया. So it's like say log 2 plus log 3 minus log 6.
Good. ठीक है, perfect. That's also good. Log ले लो या इस तरीके से solve कर लो. It's the same thing. ठीक है? Is everyone clear? Whoever is in this session, are you able to understand this thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
See, वरना you're wasting your time. तो मेरा तो कुछ नहीं है. You have better things to do. So make sure Shubham, Bakshi, Sheetal, you're here, but you haven't spoken much. Sneha, समझ आ रहा है?
Yes, so following. Yes, I tried using log method.
तो उससे सॉल्व नहीं हो गया? लॉग से हो जाना चाहिए.
No, I got stuck in between. So yeah.
Okay, ठीक है, fine. चलो. Sorry?
हम आंसर दिए.
Okay, okay. ठीक है.
I was doing answer.
Let's see this question. This is one of my favorite question. And you would see this question, this type of question very often in your mocks. Wow.
73.
Who's this? Sneha. Awesome, Sneha. Let's see others. By the way, this is an LOD 3 question. So if you're not able to solve it, guys, it's absolutely fine. Don't take it personally ki aata nahi hai. These are tricky questions that we are solving today. Okay, last 15 seconds, only one student was able to solve. Okay, chalo, time up. Anand, you're here? Anand, how are you trying to solve this? I want to know your approach.
Sir, sum of roots and product of
Okay.
roots. Then I'm finding like values of ABCD. Like
Okay.
one value.
Do you think you will be able to solve question in 2 minutes using this method? Because
No,
you want to find the values of A, B, C, D by solving 4 equations and 4 variables. And then substitute it here.
No. It takes time.
So ideally in CAT, if this is the approach that comes to my mind, you should leave this particular question, because otherwise you will spend 4 or 5 minutes and still you would make some mistake. Right? So yeah. Let me ask Gaurav. Gaurav Jaiswal.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now, how are you trying?
So I was also going with the equation method, like finding A, B, C, and a step in the between.
See, matlab, I agree कि that is the one approach कि यार equation आया A plus B plus CD is 0, AB plus BC plus CD, ABC plus BCD,
yes.
And ABCD is equals to 1. But वो like it will be like 4 equations, 4 variables, and these equations are also like.
Yes, I was searching for another method.
क्योंकि वो A plus B plus C plus D and AB plus BC plus CD, तो वो मतलब solve हो ही नहीं सकता. Even if I spend like 5-10 minutes,
Yes,
it becomes very difficult. तो वो वहीं पे जाके पता लग जाना चाहिए कि यार इस मेथड से तो solve नहीं होना है.
Yes, sir, that's
ठीक है. See, cool. चलो, let me try this. You know, see, this is x to the power 4 minus 3x plus 1. यहाँ से at least मुझे पूछा गया है 3 minus a, 3 minus b, 3 minus c, 3 minus d. So the one first observation is कि यार this is something symmetrical. यहाँ भी 3 है, यहाँ भी 3 है, यहाँ भी 3 है, यहाँ भी 3 है, right? And it is minus a, minus b, minus c, minus d. and A, B, C, D are the roots. So वहां से the first thing so the first principle thinking of equation or of quadratic equation, अगर if say A and B are the roots of a quadratic equation, if A and B are the roots of a quadratic equation, what is that equation?
X square minus
X
minus A into X minus B is equals to 0. Is that correct? If A and B are the roots of an equation, can I write this as this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Which means if A, B, C, D are the roots of this equation, can I write this as this is equals to X minus A into X minus B into X minus C into X minus D? Now, if you know this, how do you reach here?
Replacing x by
Taking
3.
the value of x equals
All you have to do now from here to there is, yeah, this is X minus A, ये मुझे पता चल गया, मुझे चाहिए 3 minus A, which means मुझे बस X की जगह 3 डालना है. So all you have to do now is to put the value of X equals to 3 in this. ये पूछा है, यहाँ पे 3, यहाँ डाल दो 3 to the power 4 is 81 minus 9 plus 1, 72 plus 1, 73 is the answer.
Sir, can you explain once again?
Sure. So what I'm saying here is, see, is this statement clear? Ki if A and B are the roots of my equation, the equation is nothing but x square minus A plus B into X plus AB is equals to, this is that equation. Now I can also write this as X minus A into X minus B, because A and B are the roots of the equation. Similarly, equation here is this, x to the power 4 minus 3x plus 1, and A, B, C, D are the roots of it. So I can also equate this to x minus A into x minus B into x minus C into x minus D.
Yes.
Now, if I can do that, what I need to find out is 3 minus A into 3 minus B into 3 minus C into 3 minus D. So if I just look at this carefully, I just have to put the value of x equals to 3 to be able to reach here. So if I put the value of x equals to 3 here, this gets equals to 73, which is what I needed to calculate.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Fair? So now such type of questions could be, you could be given a very fancy equation, order 6, order 8. It could be asked here, find 2 minus A, 2 minus B, 2 minus C, 2 minus D, 2 minus C, 2 minus A. People would think it's a 6-degree equation, 6 equation, 6 variable, but each of you guys should be able to solve it in 15 minutes, because now though, next time you don't even have to write this, right? ये first line भी तुमको लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है. You know it. So all you have to do is जो equation किया है उसमें put the value of x and solve it directly, orally. Right? Fair. So is this clear to everyone? This question?
Yes.
Chalo, let's move on.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So before moving on, there are some concepts. Again, I don't recommend you to sort of by heart this, but I would still recommend you that these should be on your fingertips. Again, these questions came in exam. If you know this, questions are solvable in 15-20 seconds. But how do you remember this? See, f of x plus y is equals to fx plus fy. Now, fundamentally, if you just try to think, if you spend 1 minute and seeing this equation, mentally thinking, it says that fx has to be a linear equation. It could be, say, 2x. If it is 2x, then f of x plus y is 2 into x plus y. Fx is 2x and plus fy is 2y. So only if fx is a linear equation, this can hold true. So generic solution for such equation is nothing but fx is equals to kx. Similarly, f of x plus y is equals to fx into fy. Now it is sum, it is product. It can only happen when something is like 2 to the power x, 3 to the power x, right? So if I have to generalize this, the generalized solution for this could be fx is equals to a to the power x. Similarly, multiplication and sum. If you have done logarithm, you can understand if it is log xy, it is nothing but log x plus log y. So fx has to be k log x, because you always have to write a generic form of equation, right? Similarly, if it's like multiplication is essentially getting split, right? F of xy is equals to fx into fy, then again fx has to be, say, x cube. If fx is nothing but x cube, then f of xy कितना हो गया? xy का whole cube. This is nothing but x cube into y cube, right? So this is how you would start remembering कि fx has to be equals to x to the power 9, and whenever you are applying it in exam, double check कि is it really making sense by taking some numbers. And then one final thing. Fx into f of 1 by x is equals to fx plus 1 by x. This is very common. Iska proof is slightly trivial, but this is something that you can remember. F of x into f of 1 by x is equals to, essentially product is equals to sum. The generic equation should be in this format. Fx is equals to 1 plus minus x to the power n. It could be plus, it could be minus, basis what my function is. Okay. So this is something I would suggest you to remember, but not just isko directly ratta nahi marna. You should understand ki why is this. And then if you do it, please solve this equation. This is small x, right? F of x plus y is equals to fx plus fy. So I just mentioned ki this can only happen when fx is a linear function, which means fx should be what? What should be the general form of fx?
2x.
Like kx, right? Essentially, the general form should be kx, but it is given ki f of 3 is 6. So if you put x equals to 3, this is 6 is equals to 3k. So k is nothing but 2. So fx is nothing but 2x. Now, if you know fx, this is simple progression. Summation of f of a plus k. So x, this is summation of twice of a plus k from k is equals to 1 to 10 is nothing but 170. Find the value of a. Let's see who can solve this. It's a simple progression question now. Three, okay.
The 3.
Good. Simple, right? What is this? If you try to see it, 2 को तो तुम बाहर common ले सकते हो. You can cancel this. In fact, this is 85, right? तो क्या बचा ये?
Summation 10 times fa
plus summation of k. Summation of k is nothing but k into k plus 1 by 2. I hope ये तो पता ही है, right? कि k, and you just have to put the value of k equals to 10 here. You will get this. Now summation of a from k equals to 1 to 10 कितना हो जाएगा? This is a constant, so this is nothing but a into 10.
10 into fa.
A plus a plus a plus a for like 10 times. So this is nothing but 10a. So 10a plus 55 should be equals to 85. 10a is equals to 30. So a has to be equals to 3. Okay. Is this clear, everyone? Guys, if this is not making sense to you, then the problem is you haven't watched the live sessions clearly, because this is the base of sequence and series. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Let's solve this one. Let's see who can solve this. Options are 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, question is, how many solutions are there for this particular equation? Three solutions? Two.
Two solutions.
Okay, let's see.
One solution.
One is saying 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. How many are saying 1? Okay, let's see how many are.
2 solutions.
One student is saying this. How many are saying 2? 5. Okay, 5 students are saying 6. Good. 6 students are saying this. How many are saying 3?
Prajwal 1.
Okay,
Like 3
Prajwal is
solutions.
saying 3. Okay, how many are saying 4? Okay, it's only 8 students. Other 16 students, what's your answer? Yeah, nahi hua. Okay, how many were not able to solve this? Just raise hand. Raman, Riddhi, okay, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's absolutely fine. I just need to know that you've at least attempted. 6 students. Remaining 10. These are the 10 students who are going to,
I'm
which
drawing.
is
I'm checking.
solving. Okay. Fair.
But for me, it is coming as 0.
Okay, fair. Sorry. Yeah. How did I forget 0? F is 0. Yeah. How many are saying 0? Or maybe like none of these. So how many students are getting answers beyond these four options? 1. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 15, 16. Still some 5, 6 students are solving. Okay. So let's solve it. See, in algebra, if a question has to be solved, it would be solved within 1.5 minutes. If even in 1.5 minutes it is not getting solved, it's a hint for you that skip this question and move on to the next one. Ideally, it's an exponential question. It's an exponential term. It's an algebraic term. At least I'm not equipped enough to solve this expression manually. I can't even do hit and trial because it is exponential term. The only method for this is via graphs. I'll draw the graphs of this. This is nothing but e to the power x is equals to mod x cube. The only way I can solve this is I'll draw the graph, and then I'll try to find how many times do they intersect. Right? Now, how do I draw the graph of mod x cube? I know x cube is something like this. If you don't know, then that's a bigger problem. But everyone of us, no matter which branch are we from, should know that this is the x cube wala curve, right? Now, if it is mod x, mod mein kya karta hu main? I'll remove the negative values and I'll try to take the mirror image across this, because mod x cube is always positive, तो negative तो कभी हो ही नहीं सकता, right? तो मैं सिर्फ इसका mirror image यहाँ ले लूंगा. So this will be something like this, right? This will be my x cube, right? थोड़ा बहुत plus minus होगा. My drawing is not that good, but yeah, this is mod x cube. There won't be any sharp points because ये यहाँ पे smooth होता है. Then e to the power x. The way I remember this is x की value infinity डाली तो infinity जाएगा. If x is minus infinity, this is 0. So the value starts somewhere from this 0. It should go to infinity, right? Somewhere like this, right? इस तरीके से जाएगा. So at least 2 points are very clear, right? कि mod x cube is 0, this is 1, and this. 2 intersection points are like very clear, very straightforward. कि यार 2 बार intersect तो हो ही रहा है. But now there's a small catch here. So people who have made 2, I think I'm assuming you followed the same approach, right?
Yeah.
But the only catch here is, see, this is what? This is e to the power x. And this is mod x cube, right? अब मुझे ये बताओ e to the power x में and x cube में से which is a faster growing function? ऐसा कौन सा फंक्शन है जिसकी वैल्यू बहुत ज्यादा जल्दी बढ़ रही है?
e to the power x.
Right? So for example, if the value of x is 1, this is e, this is 1, which means x cube की value is low. ठीक है? तो somewhere like this. If x is 2, this is e to the power 2. E कितना होता है? 2.77, 2.7 square. This is 8. Still ठीक है, somewhere like this. Say x is 3. So 3 cube is 27. This is 2.7 की power cube. Right? But now let's assume कि x increases. X is like 6. Right? If x is 6, तो e to the power 6 कितना हो जाएगा? And this is 6 cube. This is still 216. This will be 2 to the power 6. से ज़्यादा 2.7 to the power 6. So what I'm trying to relate here is that e to the power x increases at a faster pace as compared to x cube, right? Because this is an exponential function. इसका मतलब कहीं at some higher value of x, the value of e to the power x should be greater than x cube. Is this statement making sense कि at least at some value of x eventually तो e to the power x जल्दी जाएगा infinity के पास than x cube, which means in future the graph is going to grow like this, and ये जो x cube वाला graph है it would be something like this. तो कहीं in some future point at x equals to a there would be a third intersection that will surely happen because e to the power x का value has to be greater than x cube. But अभी जहाँ पे intersection हो रहा है, intersection में क्या हो रहा है? After intersection, the value of x cube is greater than e to the power x till certain values of x. But कहीं infinity पे जाके एक बार और intersection होगा. So in total number of solutions are not 2, it has to be 3. How many of you were able to understand this concept?
One thing is, Raman,
Yeah, Raman, बताओ.
being from non-engineering background, it's very difficult to understand the graph of log, exponential,
Why?
like this.
You're saying you have issues in drawing the graph of e to the power x.
E power x or log x,
Yeah, see,
like this.
This though I don't agree that non-engineering students cannot draw the graph of e to the power x. How do you draw graphs? At least can I expect you guys to know कि e is 2.7?
Okay, sir. Yes.
Then can I expect you guys कि यार x की value डाल के check करो. If x is 0, this is what 1. The value is here. If x goes to infinity, what would be that value, Raman?
Infinity.
Infinity. So I know कि this is going something like this. If x is minus infinity, what is that value? 2.7 to the power minus infinity. ये कितना होगा ये?
0.
0, right? Because this is 1 upon 2 to the power 7 to the power infinity. So this is infinity. So 1 upon infinity is 0. Which means if value of x is minus infinity, the value goes to 0. तो बताओ इसमें क्या दिक्कत है?
ठीक है.
If you don't know the graph, please put the values of x, draw it. But it's a hype. ये कहीं बोलते हैं कि graphs functions is for engineering, but I think this is for like normal person who understands कि x की value पे this should be the value, and this is that graph, right? थोड़ा बहुत ऊपर नीचे can happen, but I think graph, basic graph, you should be able to draw.
Okay.
Cool. Is everyone clear with this?
Sir,
Yeah.
one doubt. How I did it, e की power x equal to x cube, right? Then I took the log on both sides. Okay, so
Just one. E to the power x is equals to mod x cube, right? So what we are saying is कि this is always positive, this has to be positive.
हाँ.
So ये कर दिया x cube, ठीक है, done.
Then I took log on both sides. Okay, so it comes out x.
You can't do that, right? You cannot do that because, sorry, you will have to apply mod here. You can't remove mod. हाँ. अब बताओ. You're taking log.
Sir, e की power x would always be greater than 0.
Yes, and so is this.
हाँ. So I removed the mod from this side.
But why? See, if you see, अगर mod यहाँ होता ना, तो तुम remove कर सकते थे क्योंकि mod के अंदर हमेशा positive value है. यहाँ से तो तुम mod नहीं remove कर सकते ना, because this could be negative also. If this is negative, mod has to apply on it.
सर ये negative नहीं हो सकती ना, reason being कि left side always positive रहेगी.
Aligned. So this I'm aligned कि mod x cube has to be always positive. ठीक है?
हाँ.
Then.
So.
But अगर तुमने mod हटा दिया ना, तो what I am saying is e to the power x is equals to x cube. ये तो इक्वेशन ही अलग हो गया क्योंकि अभी x has to be always positive. But पहले x could be negative as well because even if x is negative, mod x will be a positive. So domain ही change हो गई.
हाँ, that is also valid point.
So domain of this function, so essentially e to the power x minus mod x cube. इसकी domain क्या है? Domain is R. X could be anything. But if the function is e to the power x minus x cube is equals to 0, इसकी domain essentially would be this, but इसका solution will be only x greater than 0. X greater than equals to 0 because this is always positive. So if they have to be equal, x has to be positive only. Right? So hence these two things are not same. You can't take away the mod. ठीक है?
Sir, but solution like
एक आएगा solution फिर.
नहीं 3 ही आएगा.
नहीं, 2 सॉल्यूशन आएंगे, बताओ कि कैसे आ सकता है 3? आ नहीं सकते बिकॉज
अच्छा हमने
सॉल्यूशन
वो
है.
बता
If question is e to the power x minus x cube is equals to 0, e to the power x is equals to x cube, graph would be something like this. E to the power is like this and x cube would be something like this, right? So same thing. The pehla intersection will be here, second intersection will be at some infinity place. So there has to be into solutions.
Sir, if e to the power x और parabolic function लेंगे तो फिर 2 पॉइंट से कट होगा क्या?
नहीं, पैराबोलिक फंक्शन किसको लोगे?
मतलब e to the power x is equal to x square होगा suppose.
E to the power x is equals to x square. Very good. So it has to be same, right? मतलब I think like directly if I have to mark the answer, I'll mark it as 3. But let's just check it. If this is this, x cube will be something like this, right? So same. एक यहाँ आया, दूसरा यहाँ आया, तीसरा would be some higher value, right? Because finally तो e to the power x का graph has to be above x square का graph.
Okay.
तो power 2 हो, power 3 हो, power 4, power 10, power 100, answer would be same.
Okay, sir.
Clear everyone? This concept of graph? Yes, no? If it's not clear, please ask me.
सर वही वाली जो मैं जस्ट यही सोच रहा हूँ कि मॉड क्यों नहीं हटा सकते, बिकॉज e की पावर x इक्वल टू x क्यूब का मॉड, यहाँ तक तो इट्स क्लियर.
Yes.
ठीक है. अब अगर मैं 2 केसेस भी बना के सोचूं कि e की पावर x इक्वल टू माइनस एक्स क्यूब और e की पावर x इक्वल टू एक्स क्यूब,
Yes,
राइट?
absolutely. हाँ.
तो सर फर्स्ट ये तो पॉसिबल ही नहीं है, माइनस एक्स क्यूब वाला. तो
क्यों नहीं पॉसिबल है? पॉसिबल है, राइट? e to the power x is minus x cube. यहाँ पे x has to be negative.
हाँ, x अगर नेगेटिव है तो e की पावर x तो सर ऑलवेज पॉजिटिव रहेगा ना.
हाँ, तो e to the power x हमेशा पॉजिटिव है, x नेगेटिव है इसलिए x क्यूब
अच्छा
नेगेटिव
x
हो गया.
क्यूब है ना ऊपर. गॉट इट. ठीक है. गॉट इट.
एंड सर e टू द पावर x इक्वल टू x स्क्वायर में एक ही पॉइंट आएगा ना, क्योंकि e टू द पावर x ज्यादा फास्ट ग्रोइंग है x स्क्वायर से.
नहीं. who's this? Chinmay, right?
सर प्रज्वल.
No.
अच्छा, प्रज्वल. e to the power x equals to x square करते हैं. Good to see so many questions are coming. I really like when students ask a lot of questions. See, this is e to the power x, right?
Yes.
x square तो ये है.
नहीं सर, ये जो फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट में जो इंटरसेक्शन हो रहा है e टू द पावर x ज्यादा फास्ट ग्रोइंग है x स्क्वायर से, तो वो पहले ही घूम जाना चाहिए.
पहले कैसे घूम जाएगा? e to the power x ज्यादा फास्ट ग्रोइंग है तो इवेंचुअली जाके घूमेगा ना. पहले कैसे घूम जाएगा? सी व्हाट यू आर सेइंग इज e to the power x का ग्राफ कुछ ऐसा होगा.
यस सर.
नहीं तो हो नहीं सकता ऐसा. देखो द वे यू कैन अगेन चेक दिस इज
सर क्योंकि लॉग लेके इंटरसेक्शन ले रहे हैं तो नहीं आ रहा है पॉजिटिव में.
नहीं कुछ गलती कर रहे हो. सी ऑलवेज टेक द वैल्यूज ऑफ x एंड देन चेक. से व्हेन ऐसी ना लाइक टेबल बना लिया करो. सो व्हेन x इज 0, दिस इज 1, दिस इज 0. ये क्लियर है कि ऊपर है अभी, राइट? देन व्हेन x इज 1, दिस इज 1, दिस इज e, ये ऊपर है. व्हेन x इज 2, दिस इज 4, दिस इज 2.7 का स्क्वायर, सो अराउंड 7.29, राइट? व्हेन x इज 3, क्या होगा बताओ?
नीचे 9 होगा, ऊपर 2.7 टू द पावर 3.
ठीक है, इट विल बी समथिंग ग्रेटर देन 9, राइट? बट x is 4 डालो अभी. This is 16. This is 2.7 to the power 4. This is again greater than 16. Okay. Yeah, just a minute. 5 square. अच्छा, okay. So what you're saying is कि एक ही solution आएगा. Let me think once. Others, if you have any point, just I think fair call out. Did we miss something क्या? अच्छा, the only reason this is happening is हमने शायद ग्राफ को बहुत we did not draw graph as per the axis and hence this might be happening. Let's see, if x is 5, then this is e to the power 5 square. So Again, this is more than this. E to the power 6, 7. Okay, I think no. What you're saying is making sense. There would be only one solution, right? Fair. Good point, yeah. Others, is it clear? E to the power x is equals to x square ka solution will be 1 only and not 2. Yes. Sorry, and not 3. Let me also check the graph online once.
हाँ सर डेस्मोस में प्लॉट किया अभी एक ही सॉल्यूशन दिखा रहा है
हाँ एक ही है ना ठीक है गुड पॉइंट तो यहाँ से एटलीस्ट लर्निंग फॉर मी आल्सो वाज कि this graph का axis becomes like really important. We can't simply mention कि यार graph इस तरीके से होता है. Graph actually x square का is something like this, right? And graph of e to the power x is like something like this, and hence intersection is only one. अगर मैंने इसको थोड़ा पास में बना दिया, then again I would see more than one thing. So like key takeaways for essentially cat for me and for you also is you check the values of x. जब हम x की वैल्यू डाल देते हैं 0, 1, 2, 3 पे हमको पता चल जाएगा कि हमेशा is it only e to the power x which is above x square, or are they sort of overlapping? If they have to overlap, they will overlap between 1, 2, 3 or 4 only. Otherwise they won't. Okay, good point Rajwal, thanks for pointing out.
Thank you sir.
Chalo, moving on to the next question. Let's solve this one.
Sir, the same way x cube will also intersect at one point only.
Just to put the values and check now. So the way we have derived it for the values of x, just check it for x cube as well.
हाँ, so 5 तक check किया तो नहीं हो रहा.
ठीक है. I haven't checked it, but just check basis the value and basis that derive the answer.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है हाँ. Yeah, let's solve this.
$36.
Let's see. Others, it should be fairly simple question. Sorry?
36.
36 ठीक है. सबका हो गया? Last 30 seconds. Chalo, cool. Let's see. See, area bounded by this, right? So again, I'm not going into basic level 1 of maths here, but the way in which the graph plot gets plotted is, at least one learning from this is just shifting the origin, right? This is mod of x minus 5. So mod x less than 3 is nothing but this, right? This is mod x less than 3 because mod x equals to 3. Sorry, this is mod x. These two vertical lines are mod x less than 3, right? Because mod x less than 3 is nothing but x between 3 and minus 3, which means this is minus 3 and this is 3. So two vertical lines, this entire section is mod x less than 3. Now mod of x minus 5 less than 3 is nothing but shifting this entire graph from here to here, 5. Right? So here center was 0, here center was 5. So this is 5 plus 3, 8. This is 5 minus 3, 2. But essentially, because I just have to find the area between this, between a closed polygon, whether I shift this anywhere does not really change my area. Area enclosed has to be same only, right? Similarly, if I plot this graph, mod of y minus 5 less than 3. What is mod of y less than 3? This is again these two vertical lines, right? Y between 3 and minus 3. So this is 3 and minus 3. So essentially, the area bounded is a square. Now all you are doing by essentially putting minus 5 here and here is shifting this box from here to 5 cross 5. Right? This is what is happening. But because question mein to sirf area pucha hai, right? So always I would ignore this minus 5. I would ignore this minus 5. Area will always be same as less than 3, less than 3. So this will be that square. This is 3 minus 3. So this is nothing but 6. It's a square. So area has to be 6 square equals to 36. Which means अगर equation ऐसा है, mod of x minus a less than 5, mod of x minus b less than 5, again I can simply remove this a b because this is just shifting the box from 0, 0 to a, b. Area would not change. So area simply, it's a square. So area has to be 5 square 25. Sorry, 10 square 100, not 5 square. Right? Any doubts in this?
No.
Everyone, I hope कि ये question तो सबसे होना चाहिए था. This was an easy question. Look, let's solve this.
Sir, 18.
Okay, let everyone solve.
Say 18.
18.
Yeah, 18.
18? Okay. Last 5-10 seconds, yeah. Good to see so many students are able to solve it.
80.
Awesome. Okay, so clearly it's given that x is a positive real number. We have some terms, right? So the first thing that comes to our mind is let's try to apply aim greater than equals to gm. Usually such questions get solved via this only because x is a positive real number. So I can apply this theorem aim greater than gm, which means I'll have to, gm is nothing but summation of terms power 1 by number of suggestions, and aim is sum of all the terms divided by the number of terms. We already have a sum. The only thing is if we multiply this, x should get cancelled, right? Only then we will get the minimum term. The only way a can get cancelled is here we have x square. So we should have two terms of 1 by x so that when we multiply, they get cancelled. So if I have to break this 6 by x into two terms of 1 by x, I can write this as 24x square plus 3 by x plus 3 by x by 3. This is the aim of these three terms, right? Aim has to be greater than equals to gm. So gm is what? 24x square into 3 by x into 3 by x, x gets cancelled. This is nothing but 24 into 3 to the power 1 by 3. Right?
24 into 3 into 3, yeah.
Sorry, 24 into 3 into 3. Thanks. This is 9, right? 24 into 3 into 3. So 24 is nothing but 8 into 3. So this is 3 cube into 2 cube. 3 cube into 2 cube की power 1 by 3 is nothing but 3 into 2, which is 6. तो मुझे इसका मिनिमम वैल्यू पूछा है. This is greater than equals to 6 into 3, 18. मिनिमम पूछा है, so minimum has to be 18 only.
सर डायरेक्टली वो ऐसे भी कर सकते हैं ना, f dash of x निकालेंगे.
हाँ,
f dash of x कैसे होगा?
और इंजीनियर्स यार वो मेथड मुझे यहाँ नहीं डिस्कस करना, बिकॉज इंजीनियर लाइक वी हैव नॉन इंजीनियरिंग स्टूडेंट्स एज वेल. You have one more way of differentiation. Differentiation is not in CAD syllabus, but for engineers, you can always apply differentiation, solve it in that fashion as well. ठीक है?
Yeah.
चलो, let's see. So this तो we have done. Let's see how many of you can solve this. It's just about to end. Last 3-4 questions maybe. Again, now I want answers within 30 seconds.
Table 2.
So 3 into 2 की power minus 1 by 3.
Yes.
3 into 2 to the power 1 minus 1 by 3. Okay. Let's see. Let's hear from others as well. See, जब भी minimum value पूछे, try to force fit अगर aim greater than gm लगता है क्या. You can apply aim greater than gm only when the individual terms are positive.
So
Yes.
3 by 2 to the power 1 by 3.
Same thing, right? 3 by 2 to the power 1 by 3. ठीक है. Good. Others?
Hmm. 3 into 1 by 2 to the power 1 by 3. Yeah.
Perfect यार. I think fairly simple, right? It's यहाँ से दिख जाना चाहिए कि this is 3, 7, base 5, 5 here. See, what is this? This is nothing but log 3 upon log 5 plus log 5 upon log 7 plus log 7 upon log 9. So यहाँ से दिख जाना चाहिए कि simply apply aim greater than gm on these 3 terms. Let's say this is A, let's say this is B, let's say this is C. So A plus B plus C by 3 has to be greater than equals to A, B, C to the power 1 by 3. And we know individual terms are like positive, right? Because both the numbers and the base are greater than 1, are on the same side of the unity. So 3 to the power 5 is positive, 5 to the power 7 is positive, 7 to the power 9 is positive. For people who don't understand how is this positive, see log A to the power B is always positive if both A and B are on the same side of unity. What I mean by same side of unity? I know for a fact कि इसका domain क्या है? A and B has to be greater than 0 and B can't be equals to 1. This is the domain, right? Now, this is 1. So what I'm saying is, if both A and B are either greater than 1 or A and B are both less than 1, then this value has to be positive. Why? Because if you break this, this is nothing but log A upon log B, right? Say base is 10, base is 10. Now log A to the power base 10 will be positive if A is greater than 1, right? Simply log A to the power 10, if this has to be positive, then A has to be greater than equals to 10 to the power 0, which is nothing but 1. So while you can try to go back and prove it, but in the interest of time, log A to the power base B is always positive if either both A and B are greater than 1 or if both A and B are less than 1. अगर A 1 से बड़ा हुआ लेकिन B 1 से छोटा हुआ, then this number has to be negative. So for example, log 5 to the base 0.7. has to be a negative value. Log 0.3 to the base 10 has to be a negative value, right? Similarly, log 7 to the base 37 has to be a positive क्योंकि दोनों 1 से बड़े. Fair? So now ये दोनों 1 से बड़े हैं, ये दोनों 1 से बड़ा है, ये दोनों 1 से बड़ा है, so individual terms are positive. I can apply aim greater than equals to gm. अब simply solve करोगे, 5 cancel हो जाएगा, 7 cancel हो जाएगा, it will be 3 to the base 9 which you can solve because 9 is nothing but 3 square, तो बाहर 1/2 आ जाता है. ठीक है? So just apply this and you will get this as the answer. Any doubts in this? Yes, no, clear है?
Yes.
Yes, sir, clear.
चलो ठीक है then.
Sir, excuse me, sir. Sir, can we go to that previous question?
Yes. This one.
No. Sir, still coming to the question.
Okay. बताओ.
Sir, in that question, it was given x is a positive real number, so it should be greater than 0. Only if we take x equal to -1, then 18 is coming up.
X equals to -1, 18 is coming up. अच्छा, इस question में.
Yes, yes.
हाँ, correct. But x can't be -1, na?
Yes, sir. So x is positive real number. Then what should be the value of x so that 18 should come up?
Which 1/2.
1/2.
The way in which you can also find the value is same. When aim is equals to gm तब होगा, right? So when 24 by x square is equals to 3 by x, then this will happen. So this is nothing but x cube is equals to 1/8. So x has to be equals to 1/2. So when x is 1/2, you can check the value will essentially come out to be 18 is the value.
So, sir, here plus sign is there. 24x square plus 6 by x.
Correct. So, see, what I'm saying is we've broken this, right? Ki 24x square plus 3 by x plus 3 by x. These were my 3 terms. मैंने इनका aim gm लिया, right? So,
yeah.
मुझे minimum value के लिए क्या होता है? Minimum value के लिए aim has to be equals to gm. Only then minimum value can happen. And aim will be equals to gm only when individual terms are equal, which means 24 by x square has to be equals to 3 by x and this has to be equals to 3 by x. So if you equate these two, then you will get x is equals to 1/2.
Okay.
So in short, again you can prove this. कि ठीक है, let me try to prove it. कि let's say we have two numbers a and b, right? Then a plus b by 2 is greater than equals to root ab. This is what aim greater than equals to gm says. Now, what I am saying is कि for the minimum value which is equals to, this can only happen when a is equals to b. How do we prove this? ये क्या लिखा है? a plus b minus 2 under root ab is equals to 0. What is this? This is nothing but under root of a minus under root of b whole square is equals to 0. What is this? A is equals to b. ठीक है?
Yeah.
Fair. चलो, let's move on.
Sir,
yeah.
इस जो last question में हमने 3 by x और 3 by x split किया, right? अगर हम उसको 4 by x और 2 by x split करते, जैसे ऐसे randomly मैं सोच रहा था, तो as a product, like GM में हम सारे individual terms को multiply करते हैं.
Correct.
Right. So 3 into 3 9 होता और 4 into 2 8 होता.
Same answer आता. नहीं, wait. Okay. What you're saying is, अच्छा, यहाँ पे you're saying कि 24x square plus 4 by x plus 2 by x तुम करते हैं अगर.
हाँ.
By 3. हाँ. Greater than. वो तुम नहीं, अच्छा ठीक है. 24x square
into 4 by x into 2 by x.
ठीक है. Yes, ये चीज होती है true. Aligned here. इसमें एक catch है. See, catch is this value will always be greater than equals to that. That is true. But equal नहीं हो पाएगी कभी. So see, we can always say कि यार 4 is always greater than equals to 2. But this does not mean कि 4 is equals to 2. So मैं वही अभी prove कर रहा था कि for the values to be similar, aim has like individual terms have to be same. यहाँ पे 20, यहाँ पे 4 by x is never equals to 2 by x and hence equality will like never hold. So minimum value यहाँ से निकल के नहीं आएगी.
Okay.
Hence you have to always break it in a format जहाँ पे individual terms can be same and you always come across one value of x where the individual values are same.
So hence we divide it into equal portions.
Yes. Okay. That is the reason we divide it, because AM has to be equals to GM and for that individual terms have to be same.
Got it.
ठीक है? चलो. Any more question, guys? No? चलो. ठीक है. Because we have solved a lot of questions of this type, I'll give this question as a homework to everyone. ठीक है? Try this and send me the answer in the CAT practice toppers group. Okay. ठीक है. Let's solve this particular question.
Sir, options दिखाने एक बार
सर वो क्वेश्चन एक बार दिखाना.
ठीक है, स्क्रीनशॉट ले लो.
Sir, 2 I think.
I'll not reveal the answer. Let everyone solve it and let's discuss it. Ideally straightforward है. 20-25-30 सेकंड में सॉल्व हो जाएगा if you have prepared well. ठीक है, चलो. Let's solve this one. Again, time check is 30 seconds.
Option 4.
Okay, let everyone solve this.
Option 4.
4, good. And I won't. ये question तो 100% students should be able to solve. Under root of x minus 2 whole square. What is this?
2 minus
Mod of x minus 2. Mod of x minus 2.
The only mistake we make it is हम इसको directly x minus 2 कर देते हैं. पहली क्लास में बताया जाता है कि under root of a square is always mod a, it's not only a. So this is nothing but mod of x minus 2. अब पता है कि x negative है. If x is negative, this value will be negative. So mod has to open with a minus sign. Right? Minus and minus will become plus. So this is nothing but mod of 3x minus 2. Now mod of 3x minus 2, if x is negative, this is negative, negative will be negative. So this has to open with a minus sign. So answer has to be 2 minus 3x. Ideally, I would have expected कि इससे भी जल्दी हो, because see, given क्या है? मतलब always, even before solving मुझे लग रहा है straightforward है, but before solving, first thing is x की value negative है. Let's say x is minus 1. Which of the following is equal to this? I know for a fact that this is a positive value. So all of my answers have to be positive for negative values of x. पहला option x minus 2, x को negative डाला, so this will be negative. This can't be my answer. X को negative डाला, this will be negative. Can't be my answer. If x को मैंने minus 1 डाल दिया, minus 3 plus 2, this is negative. This can't be my answer. Only option is 4. So even without solving this, just by seeing here, this value has to be always positive for every value of x, for every negative value of x. तो यहाँ पे दिख ही रहा है. If x is negative, this will be positive and this is positive. So this value always has to be positive. So the only possible answer is 4. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Chalo. With this, let's reach to the last question for the day.
So 900.
Sorry?
900.
Okay, good.
Sir, 900.
Good, yeah. Let's see others. See, these terms are in AP. A1 plus A5 plus A10 plus A15, 20, 25, 4. Okay. Algebra may always try to identify patterns. A1, 5, 10, 15, 20, 24. Okay.
Yeah, 900.
Good. Chalo, let's try to solve this. See, one way is you try to find the values individually of A1, A5, A4. या तो इसको तुम simplify करो. A2 is nothing but, see, this is sum of 24 terms, right? So 24 by 2 into A plus L, A1 plus A24. So this is nothing but 12 into A1 plus A24, right? And then you try to minimize this, solve this, find the value of A, find the value of D using this expression, and then solve for this. That is one way. Right? What could be another way? यहाँ पे क्या given है? A1, यहाँ पे A24. Always try to look out for symmetry. I know for a fact कि A1, see, if there's an AP, A1, A2, A3, A4, ये terms है, right? Can I say that A1 plus A4 will be equals to A2 plus A3? Because first and last term will be equals to second plus third, right? If there are even number of terms, this is A plus 3D. So sum is 2A plus 4D. Again, this is A plus D and this is A plus 2D. So sum will always be same. First term plus fourth term will be equals to second term plus third term. Again, because average is same, right? So here, can I say that A1 plus A24 will be equals to A5 plus A20 and will be equals to A10 plus A15? A1 plus A24, because 1 plus 24 is 25, so A5 plus A20, यहाँ पे भी 25 sum हो रहा है, and again A10 plus A15, यहाँ भी sum कितना हो रहा है? 25. This is what you guys need to think. This will be same, which means these are essentially 3 pairs, right? 3 pairs, 3 into A1 plus A24 is nothing but 225. So A1 plus A24 कितना हो गया? 225 by 3. What is this? 3 7 is 21, 75. So if this is 75, यहाँ पे सीधा 75 का value डालना है. 75 into 12, 75 into 10 is 750, 75 into 2 is 150, 750 plus 150, 900 should be the answer. Clear? So again, I'm sure you all know it. You all can solve it. It is all about how fast can we solve it and how do we solve questions faster. By visualizing question, and all of this would be covered as a part of the advanced workshop.
Sir?
Yes.
What all questions we covered today, were all the CAT level or mid level from CAT?
Yeah, CAT level plus questions. Okay. None of the questions that we solved today were below CAT questions. It was either CAT or above CAT questions.
Okay.
Cool. So can I know what did you learn? Because you have spent what, 2.5 hours today with me. Want to make sure that we're taking up something from this session. How was it?
And sir, the session was very good. Sir, I want to ask, I checked for IMS, there are 3 test series for that.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
So we should take any specific one, because for CAT, for there are AD mats also. So I'm unaware of those. Same CATs, AD mats are also
See,
there.
the only thing you would need is video solutions. You would probably not need if you are a decent person. You will be able to understand through textual solutions as well. So there would be some variant which gives you video solutions. There would be some variant which gives you topic-wise test as well. Again, topic-wise test, I don't suggest you, because we have already given it on our website, myprepzone.com practice forum. It gives you topic-wise test already. Plus, you already have a lot of content of assignments, remedials, and all. So topic-wise questions again is not needed. All you need is total number of mocks. So check for the total mocks and check for the sectional mocks with solutions.
Okay.
Now, basis that, check whichever package suits you, take it.
So around 30 section mocks will be enough, right?
Yeah, 30 per section, right?
Yeah. There is one package in it which includes 30 sectional mocks.
Yeah, I think 30 should be good to begin with. At least start with 30, because 30 into 3 is 90. 90 days is what, 3 months. More than enough.
Okay.
So I think 30 sectional test means 10 tests in each
Yes,
section.
10 plus 10 plus 10. I mean, IMS has only.
Okay, which is equivalent to like 10 marks. Yeah, I think to begin with, like what other package do you have apart from this, which has higher number of sectionals?
So in the basic package, they are giving 40 total mocks and 30 sectional tests, and all the packages include video solution. So there is no way that you
Okay.
can.
So this is basic, right? What is the next one?
So the next one contains, I think, total 125 tests, including 40 for CAT and 85 for ADMAT, which I think the omits basically.
Okay. And sectionals?
The same 30.
Yeah, then though there is no value addition. Like AdMat ke liye, matlab, I think there are a lot of sites and all, and ideally itna time milta bhi nahi hai. It's hardly what you will get less than 1 month to prepare mocks of it. So preparation should be more focused towards CAT so that you don't find much difficulty. Ideally 5-10 mocks you can take off previous year for OMATs and you're good to go.
So
I
the
don't see
basics should be good, right?
value addition. Basic should be good, yeah. बाद में चाहिए तो बाद में you can always keep on upgrading it. For to begin with, basic should be good.
Okay.
Okay, fair. Okay, others, how was the session? Learned something new? Some of you were speaking, others were not.
Yes, sir. Good session. Learned a lot.
Okay. Nalaino, haven't seen you speaking. Muskan.
Yes, sir. So session was good. What I felt was that I need to practice some difficult level questions. I'm good at concepts. I have knowledge, but again, as I got to the questions in the session, I got to know that I'm not good at LOD level 2 questions or some slighter tough side of questions. So I need to those.
ठीक है, fair. Cool, nice. ठीक है, then, yeah. Sorry, Mohit.
I have joined Prepzone batches also. So I was actually suggesting that can we have a weekly test of the level of questions like we had discussed in today's class of that of the same level, if we can have a weekly test.
See, tests, we have planned tests in the last 2.5-3 months. Right, so from September onwards, we'll start with like topic-wise test. All of these questions that we discussed today will be a part of the advanced workshops that I'll soon be sharing with you guys. So either one way is in the interest of time, because there would be some students who will be able to solve questions in 30 seconds. There would be others who will solve it in 2.5-3 minutes. So students who are able to solve it in 30 seconds will have to wait for 3 minutes till everyone gets solved. So
it's okay.
And so at least better for everyone, I feel, would be I'll share all of these questions and there would be 100+ questions of each type, each topic with you guys. You can take it as a test by yourself. कि ठीक है, question देखा, अपने base पे solve करो, see the solution, learn it, and wherever you feel challenges, ping me. Having said that, I'll keep on having at least a few sessions where we can chit chat, where we can discuss questions, where we can solve a couple of questions. But in terms of content, be assured that all of this is already taken care of. You will have access to all of these sessions. Chicken.
I have a question, sir. So my question is that in ZAT and TISNET we will have GK part also. So what do you think, that should we cover GK simultaneously, or should will it be covered, you know, in last 1-2 months after the CAT?
Usually see ZAT mein GK is there, but GK is not counted in your percentile.
And TISNET.
हाँ, TISNET में होता है GK, but TISNET का exam is later. It's somewhere in February, as far as I know. Jan Feb में होता है इसका exam, or even later. शायद TISNET का exam तो अभी recently हुआ था. So you get 2-3 months even after your CAT. So people usually buy some subscription of GK Mojo, 2-3 variants है, which helps you with GK. So, but at least I would suggest not to worry about it till CAT. Till CAT, focus should be only on Quant, LRDI, and Verbal.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
ठीक है, चलो then. Okay, guys, have a happy and fruitful weekend. See you guys.
Thank you, sir. Same to you.